There we go, we've caught up and we are live on both by the looks. It's streaming. It's saying excellent conditions, so hopefully you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me on the link, and let me know that the signal's working well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in your now moment. Thank you for joining me today. If you wish, just to let you know, if you on my Facebook page under playlists, Meditation Monday, there's a whole library of the previous Meditation Mondays. So whatever you need in your now moment, whether you need a pick me up and you want to visualize on something, whether you want to have some clarity in a reading, those are made as an energy container. So whatever you need, divine timing will be there for you. Just what you're drawn to, go with your gut. And as always, whatever I say, what resonates, great, what doesn't, discount. So we are all different. I speak from my experience through my own teachings, my own learnings, and my own connection to self. And I hope to inspire you to be connected to your creative self and to connect, to de-stress, to have some time to relax and just get into this moment. So thank you for joining me. I'm Theresa Jande from Tree Heart Art Design Authentic, or Love Authentic Me, which is the authentic branch of that tree. So let's get started. I just want to start today with some breath work and do a quick mini reading as well. Just feeling like we need to tune into the processes that we already know, certainly from personal experience. I know that I should meditate every morning and I should exercise and move my body a little bit, but are we actually doing those things? More consistency in my own life is needed, because I know on those days when I do those habits, those tools for me, those processes and modalities, they help me to guide me to be more connected. So back to basics for the moment. Let's just, as I always like to start, tune into the totality of our senses, something I learned from Emily Fletcher. And if all that means, fancy words for becoming aware of all your senses at once. So you're giving monkey mind something to do. So just relax. Sitting, because when we sit, we align with heaven and earth, just like above and below, as above, so below. Oh, hang on, I'm just going to need to pause. It's saying it should start. There we go, and we're back. So, closing your eyes, just sit in a comfortable position, whatever feels relaxed for you. Start to become aware of your natural breathing pattern, the movement of your breath. So if you want to put your hands on your stomach, feel the rise and fall. Tune into the sound of your own breathing, the sound of your breath. And start to blow out, breathing in more consciously, and with every out breath, you almost lift the shoulders up and just kind of rolling them back, let go a little bit more, focusing on this now moment. I've got my eyes relaxed and closed. You can have relaxed gaze, relax the tongue just behind the teeth. Becoming aware of that at the same time of the taste, any taste that you can, of nothingness or your breakfast, whatever, your morning coffee. Not just the sounds of your breath, but the sounds around you in the room. Wherever you are, what can you hear? What can you smell? Can you see the light filtering through your eyelids? Or are you somewhere dark? Is it night time where you are? And what are you feeling? What emotion is most prominent? Our emotions, the chemical reaction that create our emotions, part of our body. What are you feeling? Our emotions are energy in motions, emotions, energy in motion, moving back and forth, signals from the heart to the brain for what we're feeling. Just sit with that, and wherever you are, that's fine. Feel what you need to feel. It's really important, especially this month where we're working with the shadow self more and the dark side of opening up to our inner self. Whatever it is you need to feel right now, if that's joy, that's great, then tune into that and allow it to encompass you. If it's sadness, observe it. Maybe your brain is giving you questions. Why am I feeling this way? Am I angry? Try not to be in judgment, just observing yourself and what you're feeling and the biological functions of your body, your breath, sense of taste, really tuning into the physical moment of your body, asking it what it needs in this moment. Do you need to relax more? Are you tense? Pay attention to any iggles, any aches. I can feel my neck. And we're going to do some self-healing in a second and send some energy to wherever it needs it within you, and then out to wherever it's needed in your friends and family, with that intention of love and compassionately witnessing how we're feeling right now, to sending that compassionate energy to others. So when you feel the little niggles, just say thank you to your body, because it's telling you you need to maybe stretch more. There, I can feel this arm needs more. Where do you need that? Maybe you're totally relaxed, and that's wonderful. So thank you in just observing the breath going in and out in that case. And we're going to do the ancient art of energy healing, and combined modern medicine would call it maybe image therapy or creative visualization. Doesn't matter what you choose to call it. I'm going to ask you to use your power of your imagination to imagine a light coming down from above your head, a huge light, a ball of light that's coming from the sun above. Because right now the sun is sending lots of plasmic light down. Imagine that coming to the top of your head and then coming down into what we call the third eye. And as you imagine that, if you put your hands up either side of your head, so your fingertips touch in the middle, and then just pull them apart. We do the little, what we call in Qigong, the crown pull. Pulling them apart. At the same time, imagining that light, and then the fingertips going back, remembering that light coming down. So the fingertips are gently massaging your head as you go back in a backwards motion down the back of the head. A steady pressure, but don't hurt yourself if it's uncomfortable. It should be the art of effortlessness. Gently coming down the shoulders round, and then crossing over into your touch. We'll be coming in tune with the body through touch, just crossing one hand from the opposite shoulder across the chest, and again the opposite side. It doesn't matter which side you do first, just keeping the eyes closed, tuning into the touch. And then, if you can, like a cat, as if you were rubbing underneath a pussycat's chin, with your fingertips gently rub up under your chin. And then from the tip of your chin, push your fingertips up the jawline towards the ears. A little face massage. And imagine you do that again, but this time imagine the light from your throat chakra coming down, going up to what we hear, what we speak, and what we hear as it's the ears. Just the earlobes, give them a little gentle massage, and then go round again from the tips down to the lobes and back up. It doesn't matter what you do first. We're tuning the senses by touch. We're affirming with our brain and our emotions all at the same time. And then moving down. Moving with your hands over your heart. Imagine that light coming into the heart. And whilst you're there, think of someone you love, something you love. Really tune into that emotion of love and allow that to resonate through your body. An embrace with a loved one, petting one of your furry babies or a child, hugging someone you haven't seen in a while, friend, family, even just having a moment when you're doing something you love, like riding a bike, exercising, running, feeling that joy, and moving the hands down. And as we're here, we're going to just, like a claw, put your hands as if they're like little cat's claws, but then tap them just on your stomach. Help with our immune system, this meridian. And imagining that light coming at the same time. And then we're going to make a little circle over the belly. Still that light. But this time I want you to imagine it bright, like that sun. Think of the sun and the shining yellow, orangey colour as we're moving down. Like the chakras are lighting up with that white light as it comes down. Brilliant rainbow effect with each of those spots we've just focused on. Imagine that light whirling into the belly. That's your fire, your desire, your inspired action. And then down to the pelvic bone, red, our root. I want you to imagine from here, we're going to move our hands down to our knees, the knee chakra, the energy going down into the feet, into the ankles, and then down deep into the earth, that's sometimes called the earth chakra. Imagine that light going down till it hits the center of the earth, the core of all of that iron, just like the iron in your blood. And imagine it coming back up, just like it does from our south and north poles. Imagine the same to you, going round your toric field. This field around you, we're going to zip that up. We're going to say that to ourselves. So take your hand to your belly button and move up from the belly button up to the chest as if you're zipping up that energy. And at the same time, imagine that field around you is a bubble of light. It's filled with that feeling, that emotion. Remember the person that we were focusing on, that emotion of love, filling that field around you. And that's like a protective bubble wrap. You've wrapped yourself in that feeling. You've set your frequency for the day and your vibration. You can do this anytime you need. But right now, I want you to imagine it's not solid. It's like a lattice that we've woven around us. So energy that we wish to attune to can come through. If we're feeling contracted, we can contract that in to the heart and feel safe, feel protected, feel that love, and know that we are naturally protected. It's there all the time. It's whether we choose to tune into it. So we can dial it up, we can expand it. And right now I'm going to ask you, if you're feeling up to it, and only if you're feeling in a centered space and strong, now your energy is centered, to send out the intention of that bubble, that we're feeling that flow, and that flow is constantly coming down, like tuning into iTunes, the master copy. When you download a song, it doesn't disappear from the master copy. It's always there. That energy is always there whenever you need it. So you can't deplete unless you're tuned out. You just move that dial back to the reminder of who you are, anchored here in the body. Your body is your anchor. Holding that space, I want you to send it to wherever it needs to go. First in your body, any of those niggles were, if they're feeling still there, send it there like light. And see it, I like to see it as a shadow transmuting, and then that energy of that shadow feeds the bubble itself. Just like the ashes are plentiful when we put them in the soil, and things that have burned away, they've transmuted. So same thing, and send it out to where you are, all the living entities around you, the living beings, the plants, animal, mineral, the people in your facility, in your home that you're with, your pets, taking it out to your neighbours, those in the town. Again, to the country of origin that you're in, your continent. And then imagine in your mind you can see the globe, that you're high above the earth. Another aspect of you looking down. See lots of lights of all the other people doing the same thing. And time is not linear, so every time someone meditates, every time someone sends love, prayers and intention, they light up. You can see that happening, see it happening over time. And it's all connected, putting into reserve for whenever we need it. Making a grid, a connective grid, just like you're this blip, a cell amongst many other cells, just like the cells in your body. And then go small, go really into the cells of your body. See, go within the space of a cell. You go really, 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 really tiny, and feel that energy there. Okay. And then just coming back to now, put one hand, it doesn't matter which hand, one in your belly button and one on your third eye, on your middle of your forehead, pressing down in and then up. We're just going to hold that just to remind us through touch of this now moment, this connected feeling. It's there whenever we need it. Okay. And if you have an affirmation for today, then you can say that now. I like to lift my arms up, so I'm giving my body's emotional intelligence, telling my body by going, look, I'm open, and saying I'm open and receptive to all good. You can say that with me. I'm open and receptive to all good. And then I like to do the sign, so symbol of unity, with the 3 fingers and the 2 meaning everything combined, and the 3 love, will and wisdom. Thank you. Namaste. If you just pop your hands up over your eyes, deep breath in, and then anything that needs to go out. And you can do this as many times as you need to. Bring your eyes down, open your eyelids behind your hands, bringing them down, hands over the heart. Namaste. Thank you. Wherever you are in your now moment, and whatever you're feeling, I hope you're feeling a notch better than what you were before. Thank you for your time, and thank you for allowing me to hold space for you. And before we go, I'm just going to pull a card from the divine and give thanks to my higher self, guides, angels, universe, whatever you choose to call it, for revealing what we need to know. Is there some message? And Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. Remember that we are a reflection. What we put out, we get back. If we focus on fear, then fear is what we get back. if we focus on love, love is what we get back. And sometimes we're not always aware of what we're reflecting out. And the best way to know is by looking at what you're experiencing in your life. What is happening around you? For example, for me, I knew the energy of my home clutter. I was holding on to things from the past, things that were no longer serving me. And I've had a real good clear out. I'm still doing this. It's a process. And I heard this recently. Think of this process, it's not something you do once, it is a process, it's an ongoing process. Just like we have divine masters that come to us every few centuries, it's the earth's way of sharing and readjusting the energies around us. We too have to do this on a daily basis to adjust the energy around us in our home, or regularity. If you follow the cyclical way of living, you might do that at the full moon. You might set your goals of what you want to do for that much at the new moon. But that's something I do in a process, however you choose to do, what resonates with you. But we can do this in our daily life. We can do this in how we react to people. Think about, what are your expectations of the people that are around you and the experiences that you are having? Are you afraid? Are you fearful? Are you emotional? Does someone trigger you? And if that happens, always ask yourself why, because we are a mirror. We take time, it's saying, to reflect on this, reflect on the why. Why is that emotion coming up within me? Why do I feel angry? Why do I feel, why does that person bring me joy when this one doesn't? This experience gives me joy, then it's resonating with you. And it may resonate one day and not on another, because depending on how we're feeling, and it's not just used to be bipolar, we are all bipolar in a sense. We all have our cycles, our moods that we go through. You'll know times of the day that are better for you, times of the month that are better for you, especially women, we're more in tune with this. When you have energy, when you don't, when is your time to rest, when is your time to do, and look at how that's reflecting back on you in your own life. You can mirror that. And I would suggest, because this one is calling me to say, to do mirror work, to look in the mirror. And if you look into someone's eyes, you get lots of information, deep information from that person's soul. When we talk about looking into someone's soul, look into your own soul, look in the mirror. And if this is uncomfortable for you, hold over the throat. Louise L. Hay would say, I am willing to learn to love myself. But if you can, say, I love you. And say this every day. And this sense of self-love, when we learn to look and love ourselves, because we are a reflection of each other, of everything around us. Once we love what is within us, we can love externally. Even if we don't resonate or agree with that person, we can still see that mirror reflection of the light that is in that person as well, and agree to disagree. But I'd say take the time for you, especially as we lead up to the eclipse, because at the moment, astrologically, we have a time where we are being shown as a mirror what we need to see in ourselves, that what's not working, what are we denying, that we need to do, not just personally but globally. What's not working in our world, what needs to change, the same in our own life. So thank you for your time. I'll be here next Monday as well. There is a whole library of meditation Mondays that you can do. You can do this one every day. Please feel free to take some time for you. There's shorter ones. And thank you. Love and blessings. Have a wonderful week. I hope this has